All right, so you said that what I want, which is basically to leave the church amicably, as can be done. And I'll say that. I'm not looking to make waves.
Right.
But I've been in the church 33 years. It's not delivering what I expected it to do and be for me. And I've decided I no longer want to be a Scientologist, and since I put a lot of money on account, I want that money back. And I've gone my merry way. You said in order to do that, first we needed to have a meeting. So let's do the meeting and then get to point B directly.
Okay.
I just state my goals up front as to why I'm here at this meeting.
Yeah, understood. No problem. Yeah, I guess primarily I was just being that this is not something you've ever expressed before.
No, that's incorrect. It's been expressed for the last 2 years in great detail that
doubts,
I was
concerns,
yeah.
wavering, and so on and so forth. Yes, but
so this is not a
I'm
surprise.
leaving and I want my money.
Yeah,
That's definitely something you haven't said before, which is obviously different than I have doubts, I have concerns, I'm not sure, whatever, I'm upset, or I don't want to continue, or, these kinds of things. It's, different. Right? And obviously there's, ramifications of doing, what you're saying, which is expulsion from the church, and so, you would no longer be associating with Scientologists and things like that. And I don't know.
Clarifying that, you said that
You can talk to anybody you want to.
Yeah.
You can talk to anybody you want to.
To your point, that you said that I can no longer have association with Scientologists.
Well, you wouldn't, for the fact that it's church policy when someone takes repayment, they're expelled from the church. Yeah. Because we're under no obligation to do that. Like if you gave donations to any other church and went back and said, I went to confession and confession didn't work for me and I'm not happy, so I want all my donations back. They would laugh at you. So in our case, we deliver a service and we're quite confident on that service, and it's extremely rare that people actually, choose to get their money back. So
there's a set payment for each service. I put that money on account. Those services were not received. They were not donations to the church. So let's not quibble over the word donations.
No, they were donations, and that's covered under the agreement with the Internal Revenue Service.
I'm not going to argue that point with you.
People take tax deductions on them. I don't know if you took tax deductions on those donations when you made them.
This comes from the St. Petersburg Times. Larry Anderson starred in the Church of Scientology's 1996 film Orientation, a 40-minute promotion central to church recruiting efforts. Translated into 15 languages, it has been shown at church facilities worldwide, not only to potential recruits, but also to parishioners and staffers to get them more involved in Scientology. At the film's dramatic climax, Anderson is a portrait of rectitude as the background music swells and the camera zooms in.
If you leave this room after seeing this film and walk out and never mention Scientology again, you are perfectly free to do so. It would be stupid, but you can do it. You can also dive off a bridge or blow your brains out. That is your choice. But if you don't walk out that way, if you continue with Scientology, we will be very happy with you, and you will be very happy with you.
Now, after 33 years as a Scientologist, the past 13 as the voice extolling the virtues of Scientology and the perils of walking away, Anderson is walking away. He says the church failed to deliver the spiritual gains it promised. He also wants his money back, nearly $120,000. He says he prepaid for services never taken. A church policy says parishioners can get repayments, but if they do, they cannot come back. On February 27, 2009, longtime Scientology parishioner Larry Anderson met with two church officials, Tommy Davis and Jessica Feshbach, in Burbank, California. Anderson, the star of the Scientology film Orientation, openly recorded their 90-minute conversation.
Funky Balek.
Du rhum, des femmes et de la bière, nom de Dieu. Un accordéon pour valser tant qu'on veut. Du rhum, des femmes, c'est ça qui rend heureux. Le diable nous emporte, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux. Oh oh oh, oh, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux.
You say you a gangster, but you never pop none. You say you a wankster, and you need to stop frontin'. You ain't no friend of mine, you ain't no kin of mine. What makes you think that I'm gonna run up on you with the nine? We do this all the time, right now we on the grind. So hurry up and cop and go, we sellin' nicks and dime. Shorty, she's so fine, I gotta make her mine. I ass like that, gotta be one of a kind. I crush them every time, punch them with every line. I'm fucking with their mind, I make them press rewind. They know they can't shine if I'm around the rhyme. Been on parole since 94 cause I committed crimes. I say in my line, I did it 3 to 9. The D's ran up in my crib, you know who dropping down.
Du rhum, des femmes et de la bière, nom de Dieu. Un accordéon pour valser tant qu'on veut. Du rhum, des femmes, c'est ça qui rend heureux. Que le diable nous emporte, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux. Oh oh oh, oh, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux.
You say you a gangster, but you never pop none. You say you a wankster, and you need to stop frontin'. You go to the dealership, but you don't never cop none. You been hustling a long time and you ain't got none. You say you a gangster, but you never pop none. You say you a wankster, and you need to stop frontin'. You go to the dealership, but you never cop none. You been hustling a long time and you ain't got none.
Du rhum, des femmes et de la bière, nom de Dieu. Un accordéon pour valser tant qu'on veut. Du rhum, des femmes, c'est ça qui rend heureux. Que le diable nous emporte, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux. Oh oh oh, oh, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux.
Gotta thank for that thing she got, the way she make it take, the way she make it pop, make it rain for us, just don't stop. I ain't got the move, I can sit, watch, in the fantasy, it's plain to see just how it be, her and me, backstroking, sweat soaking, all into my set sheets. Just ready to ride, I'm ready to roll, I'll be in this bitch till the club close, watching her do what thing on all fours. Now that this shit against the law, from side to side, let the ride, break it down, down, down. Know I like when you hype and you throw it all around. Different style, different groove. Damn, I like the way you move. Girl, you got me thinking about all the things I do to you. Let's get it poppin', shout it. We can switch positions from the couch to the counters in my kitchen.
Du rhum, des femmes et de la bière, nom de Dieu. Un accordéon pour valser tant qu'on veut. Du rhum, des femmes, c'est ça qui rend heureux. Que le diable nous emporte, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux. Oh oh oh, oh, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux.
Let me tell your hips, your thighs, it got me hypnotized. Let me tell your hips, your thighs, it got me hypnotized. Let me tell your hips, your thighs, it got me hypnotized. Let me tell your hips, your thighs, it got me hypnotized. Let me tell
Du rhum, des femmes et de la bière, nom de Dieu. Un accordéon pour valser tant qu'on veut. Du rhum, des femmes, c'est ça qui rend heureux. Que le diable nous emporte, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux. Oh oh oh, oh, on n'a rien trouvé de mieux.
Yeah, and you know what? The IRS is fully going to expect to get the money that they didn't get because I took the tax deduction. Completely aware of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So my
I-
money. So let's.
Larry, I'm not trying to make this contentious, and you and I have never sat down and had a conversation
I know,
on this, okay?
but-
And the fact of the matter is, if you could just relax, because I'm not your enemy. And you know, you are the one who started this out with a phone call from somebody who has made it currently his life's work to not only attack my religion and my church, but attack me personally.
Okay.
So if you wanted to actually sit down and have a conversation and an open dialogue about this to work out whatever it is, we could do that. What we're faced with right now is a scenario whereby you're asking for your money back and you want to leave the church. That's a frankly a relatively simple request.
Okay.
And one that is, fulfilled when it's asked. It happens, albeit rarely, but it does happen, and it's not difficult to deal with.
Well, then we're on the same page.
But what happens is that your opening salvo Can I close the door? Someone opened it up. Your sort of, for lack of a better term, opening salvo was to have Jason call me. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with what's happening there, but
Well,
he called me, one, in your case, with regards to your matter, with kind of what essentially, based on the earlier calls that came before, what essentially was an extortionist type of communication. In other words, I'm doing all these things and I'm going to keep doing them, and you know, I'm in the middle of them, and not only do I want my money, but I want my folders, and Larry wants his money. And it's sort of like, well, okay, well, why wouldn't Larry call me? And I'm curious why Larry didn't call me. He says, well, I'm sorry you're curious. And it's just like right off the bat. And I'm like, Larry's not my enemy. And you have to understand, you know, when you have somebody like that as your ambassador, and he specifically chooses to call me to communicate it, it reeks of a different agenda. I would go so far as to wonder if in fact the agenda is that once you receive your money, that you have some other intention, or some intention to take your grievances public, or minimally give free rein to Jason and whoever he's associated with to do the same. And that's, you know, obviously of concern. I think that you would agree, I hope that you would agree, that Scientologists are people of goodwill, that their intention is to help others. I realize that you're communicating that you haven't been helped. It's fine. But that, you know, with and in Scientology and with Scientologists, and certainly people you know, whether it's, you know, Tate Rupert or Jim Meskimen or Kelly Daniels, or I'm thinking of different people who are in orientation with you, but or people certainly that I know that you know and have been friends with, that you would consider them your friends, that you would consider you don't have anything against them personally, and so on and so forth.
Absolutely.
And that you certainly wouldn't want to do anything that would be distressful or harmful, or cause them harm or upset or distress or so on and so forth. And I don't get that that's where you're coming from.
Here's what happens when you join a cult. They're gonna use and abuse you, child or adult. Scientology or Shinrikyo, Branch Davidians are the followers of Jim Jones. I hate to state generalities, but there's similarities. Split personalities, they show the world one face, the followers get another, disguised as religion, stealing mind and money undercover. Scientology specifically gives followers the goals of becoming OT. OT stands for Operating Titan, a being in control of the creation of matter, energy, space, and time by using the technology that Hubbard left behind to destroy the conscience or reactive mind and attain godhood in your own lifetime. But there's no OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one, no OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one. Since there's no OTs, not one, we can learn important lessons from those who entered the trap and came limping back to tell us it's whack. First lesson, us and them. Everything good is us, everything bad is them. And them is defined as those who are behind the conspiracy against us in the battle for the mind. It's a really big plot, and everyone who is against us is a part. That's what Scientologists get taught. It's the excuse for when the crooks get caught. Lesson number 2 is separation, moving us apart from them, creating segregation. No worldview but one in your ear, no plan but the cults for you to hear. As the weeks go by, there's a look in your eye, a fanatic in development, a zealot on the rise, deaf to the cries of your family. You say, not when I've got this prize in front of me. Lesson number 3 is full indoctrination, the washing of the brain, total subjugation. Control is reinforced on your mind as your words are redefined. Friends are left behind, you study strange crap for hundreds of hours, lying to yourself that you're developing powers, but you're not.
And you know why?
Cause there's no OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one, no OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one. Lesson number 4 is disillusion. Walk away dizzy with emotional contusions, escape the confusion, destroy the illusion, return to the real world fusion. Lesson number 5 is when you make it out alive and grow and thrive despite the way they tried to make you take a dive. You showed them you'll survive no matter how they connive or what jive they contrive. So learn these 5 lessons well, because they can save you from a guided tour of hell. A trip where you lose your money and your family, a journey that robs you of your dignity and sanity. There's no OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one, no OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one, no OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one, no OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one. If there was one OT, would you be calling them wrong, or hearing this song, or singing along? Take it from me, sure as nothing is free, that L. Ron was a con and there are no OTs. No OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one, no OTs, not anywhere, no OTs, not one, no
No, and I think it'd be silly for either of us, any of us here, to wrongly assume that leaving the church also means leaving my a third dynamic that I've had and held dear for 33 years. And the people in it for 33 years have become very dear and close friends of mine, and that this action, of course, does not come without a great amount of self exploration and insight and introspection and all of that, and having to weigh a whole lot of things. And one of them is my dear friends and 98% of the members of Scientology. It's the 2% that I don't like, and that makes it, to use a percentage that is very near and dear to all Scientologists, that makes it something that means I have to walk away from it. So, yeah, I'm just concurring with what you're saying here. These are dear friends of mine, and they have nothing to do with my allegiance. In fact, they were probably the hardest factor for me to leave and make this decision. But that's part of the trap, and I can't be trapped by those kinds of considerations and personages, and even though they're good friends, they're part of an overall trap. So I seek to escape the trap and lose my friends. But I have lots of friends.
And since then, have you spent time with Jason and Mark Headley or Barry Van Sickle or any of these people?
That's not any part of the topic of this discussion.
No, I think it is.
No, it's not. I'm not here to be interrogated, introverted, intimidated, or even...
I'm so introverted, I'm so intimidating. I mean, it's just me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Tommy, who are you? It's just you. I mean, and I'm not, who are you not meaning in a way to degrade your position. In fact, exactly the opposite. You're on the front lines of this, and you as much as opened this conversation. He's an enemy of the church, so now you're going to pump me about my involvement with Jason. That ain't going to happen. That's not why I'm here.
If there were witchcraft, I'd make 2 wishes, a winding road that beckons me to roam, and then I'd wish for a blazing campfire to welcome me when I'm returning home. But in this real world there is no witchcraft, and golden wishes do not grow on trees. Our fondest daydreams must be the magic to bring us back these happy memories. Memories that linger, constant and true. Memories we cherish, chalk hills of you.
I think the whole thing smacks of some other agenda, and I think
Think what you like.
some agenda.
Think what you
And
like.
I don't believe you, to be honest with you.
Good.
I don't believe you.
Thank you.
Here's what's relevant about it, though, is there's certain ramifications to what you're doing.
What are they?
We are obligated to do something.
Okay, let's get to it. That's what we're here for.
Which is exactly what we're going to do. In order to fully inform you of those ramifications, go ahead and know what the full situation is, which is if there's
You're asking to predict the future, speculation, and I'm not about...
Let me just finish my sentence. If you're connected to people who are dedicated to the destruction of the Church of Scientology International, which Mark Headley is, and Jason Begay is, and they've proven that over and over from conferences in Germany, trying to take away the religious rights of Germany, and we can list it all out, which we will go over that. If there's, you just need to be straight with us so we understand exactly where you're coming from so we can inform you of all of those factors. That's all. And that's where we're coming from.
Okay,
So if there's certain...
I'll tell you where I'm coming from. I'm a guy who's dissatisfied with Scientology, and I want my money back.
Of course.
Aside from that, or beyond that, my life, and who I associate with, is my choice. What I intend to do is purely in the future. There's no way to speculate. I don't know what I intend to do. Right now, walking in this door, the last thing on my agenda would be to be an active enemy of the Church of Scientology. But sitting here right now, you think this is doing good? No, I have been in the Church of Scientology for 33 years now. I dare you to call me glib. All right, you know, I gave this a real fair chance. I don't know how old you are, Tommy. You know, okay. So I got in when you were 3. All right.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
My mom knew you when you got in. You guys
Okay.
both CC at the same time.
Yeah.
Vaughn was there. Etc. You got in actually even before my mom did. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
76.
Yeah, I've been a student for 18 years. So I've been a CC for a long time, and I definitely know you and know who you are. And if you remember that I was there when you got shown orientation for the first time by Marion Powell in the film room at CC. And I was part of that presentation.
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
So I recall all of that. And
Yeah.
I remember, you know, you getting your commendation for it from the chairman of the board, and I remember you being very emotional about that because it meant a lot to you. So I also remember you being a very dedicated Scientologist and somebody for whom the church meant a lot.
Hello humans, this is Xenu. Don't try lying, because I've seen you. Here revealing my once expensive secrets. Believe me people, I'm as freaking real as Jesus. For 1,000 measly dollars, I can teach you how to follow our directions for better living. But no drugs, no sex, and we get one of your kidneys.
Sign here.
If you give us your life savings, you'll receive a much higher ranking
And the keychain.
and more status among the members. Means you get the better parking at the center.
Handicap zone.
L. Ron Hubbard fucked his mother
Ugh.
and his father
Oh, God.
and his brother.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Plus his uncles
Oh.
tried to kiss him.
Oh.
So to escape it, he'd write the gayest science fiction.
True.
Then he came up with a system,
Yeah.
which he named his New Religion. The only problem, he was lying. And only movie stars were dumb enough to buy it.
I'm looking at you, John Travolta.
On this very day, 75 million years ago, I, Xenu, galactic ruler of the Galactic Confederacy, brought billions of people to Earth. I stacked them around volcanoes and using the powers of psychiatry, I froze them in place. Then I blew them up with hydrogen bombs. Their souls were clustered together and stuck to the bodies of the living. Honestly, what do you humans think has been causing all this chaos and havoc since the beginning of time?
I don't know, black people?
Yeah, black people. I think not. Xenu!
And cut! Folks, that's a wrap. Great job, Tom.
That just made me about the dumbest story ever. Who the fuck is really joining this fucking bullshit? If you've been a member, put your finger on the trigger. Pull it, I said pull it. Blow your brains out.
That's right.
If you're Tom Cruise, cut a vein out
No.
of your wrist, please. Cause you're 40. And the dumbest motherfucker on TV since we've seen Corky from La 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 La. Life goes on, bitch.
You see, here's the problem. You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
Oh shit, well, you know what you should have done is used the history and the knowledge that you have of psychiatry to maybe, like, not get suckered into a cult, you know, that brainwashes you?
Oh my God, no way!
I mean, call me crazy, but it'd just be downright stupid to not use the vast knowledge you have of psychiatry to not get brainwashed, right?
Oh, bitch!
And, you know, particularly given, and this brings up a valid point, which is, this is really, I guess, the main crux of the conversation, if we want to cut to the quick. You're the guy who's orientation. You're the one who's saying we in it. It's very clear that also given that you have been a Scientologist for as long as you've been, that those are viewpoints that you personally held when you said them. And of course that's a film that every single Scientologist in the world and every single person who comes into a Church of Scientology to do services sees. And you are representative of dynamics in Scientology in that regard. So to the degree that you choose to leave the church, which is what you're saying, you have to realize that communicating that, stating you're no longer a Scientologist to either other Scientologists or to the public at large or so on and so forth, has the potential of creating quite an effect.
Oh.
And would be
Believe me,
and would be very upsetting just to keep it to a tight circle or a close circle to people who are your friends and have known you for some of them for those 33 years. And I think that there has to be some due consideration made to the church and to those Scientologists by you in how you go about this.
Such as? How I go about this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that's too much to ask.
How do I go about it?
Well, you mentioned wanting to get your money and disappear. I mean, certainly, keeping it to yourself and not talking about it would certainly be appropriate, and us working out some agreements.
Why?
On that basis.
Why am I supposed to clam up about how I feel about life? Excuse me, I should disappear and not talk to anybody?
Well,
Did you just say that?
You just said you wanted to get your money and
No, he was
disappear.
repeating back what you said
What
to
you
him on the
said,
phone,
that
that
you
you wanted
wanna
to
get-
get your money and
If you
disappear.
want to rewind and play it back, go ahead. But what I said is that you yourself said to me, I just want to get my money
You will not see me around the church anymore.
I understand that, Larry.
But don't talk to anybody. I mean, that's what you
I didn't
just
say
said.
don't talk to anybody.
This is not an extortion. Or is it?
No.
Okay, so what does that mean? You're looking for me to just get my money and disappear and don't talk to anybody. That's bullshit. This is a First Amendment in this country.
It's actually not what he said. I think there's a mistake.
Let's rewind it and play it back.
Go for it.
That's going to happen on auditions. As I ran into Jason Begay, I'll run into Jim Meskimen. I see him in commercial auditions.
Number 1. It's January 26th. I'm freezing. Ed Fitzgerald, age 19. 5 feet 10 inches, black hair, brown eyes. Going home to Boston, Massachusetts. It's 4 and I'm hungry and broke. I wish I was dead. But today I am a man.
Going home to Boston, Massachusetts. It's 4 p.m. and I'm hungry and broke. I wish I was dead. But today I am a man. Oh, I'm going home to Boston, Massachusetts.
Number 2. Gentlemen, go to 530 East Lemon Avenue.
Gentlemen.
Monrovia, California.
Gentlemen.
For an easy handout.
Gentlemen, go to 530 East Lemon Avenue in Monrovia for an easy handout. Gentlemen, yo-ho-ho, you-hoo-hoo, ya-ha-ha, you-hee-hee. Go to 530
Now, am I going to sit there and say, Jim, we got to talk? No. Because I respect Jim. And I respect that this is Jim's choice. And it's not my charge in life to dissuade Jim from being a Scientologist. Now, if somebody asks me about Scientology, hey Larry, you're a Scientologist, I'm going to say no. It didn't work for me. I was in 33 years. I spent a lot of money and a long time on Scientology. If that scenario arises, the likelihood is that's probably what I'll say. Because the reason I'm getting out of Scientology is because I feel it doesn't work, I feel it's hypocritical, and I think that management is corrupt. Management is corrupt.
Well, you're talking.
We'll leave it right there.
now, so you're saying I'm corrupt.
Management is corrupt.
Where did that
Now,
come from?
I spent a year and a half on the internet. Okay, we have to go over this again.
Did you see it? Did you see the corruption? What did you actually see with your own eyes that was
Not the
corrupt?
point of this. Not
What
the
did
point
you
of
What's the
actually?
point,
It is
though?
the
Okay,
point.
are we going to stop this? Do you want to?
It's one of the reasons
Are we-
you're leaving, so we have to understand what you actually saw.
Now, that has all been covered. Go over my folders, go over whatever's been written up in the last year and a half with OSA. It's a matter of
Are you
record.
talking about
Not the
the-
point in this conversation for you two to go over all of this ground again. Now, if we just want to end, I was trying to give you some context. If you want to stop it there and say, you can't go
Oh,
on
I
any
thought you were
further.
calm. Go ahead.
Okay. So, I'm addressing the point that you were saying, or exploring how active of an anti-Scientologist I'm going to be. Okay? Who knows? I have no plans right now. My plan is to get on with my professional life and my personal life. That's all I can say. So, to your point again, where you brought all this up, where you said disappear and not talk to anybody, I will talk to whoever I like.
You said that. You're the one who said that.
No,
You're the
you
one.
said it, and I stopped and said, what did you just say?
No. I'm telling you, when you spoke to me on the phone, you said you wanted your money back. You just wanted your money back and to disappear.
Okay, so
I'm only
we're defining
repeating
what
you
disappear
said to me on the phone.
Oh yes,
You've
you're
now-
defining what disappear was.
You've
And I
now
said you're not
defined
going to
to
see
me
in
what
yours, blah, blah, blah.
disappear is. Right.
Okay, so there we go. Let's get to point B. A to B.
I was thinking, we just need to go through the ramifications of what he's doing. You do realize you'll never, ever, no matter if you have to change a part in 15 years or 20 years, or you're on your deathbed, or you get in an accident and you feel like an assistant, you will never be able to get services from the Church of Scientology.
Absolutely.
Like, it's even
I do not consider Scientology the path to spiritual freedom and the only way out of the trap.
Are you rich? Are you mentally unstable? Or better yet, both? Then come join us, the Church of Scientology, on the road to freedom.
Get on the road to freedom. Help us free all mankind.
That's right, it's the road to freedom, the spectacular new hit album of Scientology songs written and composed by L. Ron Hubbard.
You're in a trap of senseless lies. Oh, it's time to be reborn.
And these songs are so crystal clear, you'll think you're OT7.
In modern times, the scientists wag their heads disheveled. They wonder why psychiatrists leave the whole world bedeviled. Puzzle, arcane and spirit brain.
This is your chance to learn about Scientology through Ron's own words.
In a slack society, proceeding to decay, it can even become an amusing thing to casually steal and slay.
This album is fun for the whole family, including the kids.
A careless teacher gave him a state of, and he went dump, 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 dump.
Just listen to these other great tracks.
Death is only an invention to rid the universe of life. It hasn't, and it's a failed device.
Thank you for listening. I write just for you, but others hearing this may find things they would argue. I do not sing what I believe. I only give them facts. If they believe quite otherwise, it still will have impact. But truth is truth, and if they then decide to live with lies, that's their concern, not mine, my friend. They're free to fantasize.
That's fine. I'm just telling you, at the end of orientation, you're the one who said, you know.
I believed it then. I don't believe it anymore. And I do understand that Scientology will never be available to me again. Yes.
Okay. And you do understand that the people who you are associated with, who are Scientologists, may very well choose, and most likely will choose, to never be associated with you again.
Absolutely.
Because there's no communication from you. There's no effort on your part to say, look, I just want my money back. I have no intention to attack. I won't be doing a YouTube video. I won't be, feeding data to Jason and Mark to speak on my behalf. I have no intention to do media, so on and so forth. You're not saying any of those things. And the number of these types of meetings that I've had over the years where I've dealt with people who are somehow upset or whatever, or in some cases wanted their money back or this or that or whatever, they always right out front say, and I'm not, and I just want you to know that, I'm, my thing with the church is personal, but I don't want to hurt anybody else. I don't want to cause upset for anybody else, and so on and so forth. And they literally just on their own original, without me saying anything. And you've made no mention of that whatsoever.
No, because you know what? Those people are liars.
Well, no, because the vast majority of them then didn't. They didn't do media, they didn't attack, they didn't go on the internet, they didn't any of those things.
But they couldn't make that statement truthfully. They said it to appease you. Sorry, integrity. I'm coming at you now with full integrity on this. I haven't got a clue. What? Well, that just ended that conversation. Call me a liar. I don't even get the sentence out of my mouth. Next step. No, I'm sorry. You just called me a liar. You called me a liar right in the middle of the...
Look, here's the thing, Larry. You want your money back.
Thank you.
We're willing to give you your money back to a degree, but we also don't have to give you your money back, and I think you've forgotten that. So we're just trying to work through some of these issues so we can help you get what you want and get what we want, and everybody's happy. Excuse my language. Everybody's happy, everybody's fine, and you can go your separate way and do your thing. Okay. But the bottom line is, we don't have to give you your money back.
Okay,
and you can leave Scientology, and you can go do whatever you want. That is your choice. It really is your choice.
All I'm trying to communicate is that there's some real concern and it's valid. Now, do I actually consider it like some horrible threat? No. Do I actually think it's going to be damaging? No. I mean, yeah, it's going to cost us a couple $1 million to redo the films that you were in. It's already going to cost us, millions to redo the films that Jason was in, and we've already prepared the suit that we're going to be bringing against him to recoup those costs.
Oh, I hate it. Did you hear me, baby? I said, hit it. Sunshine. Prolific growth. Oh, hit it. Warm evenings. Cool drinks. Oh, hit it. Nice people. Jungle. Oh, I hate it. Voodoo. Cute little dolls. Oh, I hate it. You and me. Relaxing. Oh, honey, I hate it.
Because you can't do that. Just even take it out from the whole Scientology realm. If you had, let's say, well, you would know this, like in infomercial land. Let's say you did an infomercial, and you were the star of the infomercial, and then you went out and said, it's BS. The product is a piece of crap. It doesn't work, and this and that, and so on and so forth. The company that paid you for that infomercial would not only have grounds to sue you for doing that, they would actually have grounds to then get damages, for having done that.
The analogy doesn't apply.
And-
Let's not get into
Huh?
it. The analogy does not apply, but
Why
let's
not?
not get into it. This is the church.
Well, I'm just giving it.
Not a product.
I already took it out of the realm of Scientology. I said take it out of the realm of Scientology.
The church
The only
hires
thing-
me to do a film. They hire me as an actor.
That's correct.
I have no obligations to remain a church member or believe in the tenets of the church.
Yeah,
Okay.
you did sign agreements though.
Oh, by the way, I'd like copies of those before I leave.
Okay.
Because I'd like to see the
Yeah.
stipulations whereby I'm responsible for the budget of the orientation.
I further recognize that I have a duty of trust to the church not to reveal any information, knowledge, or data of any nature which might tend to harm, malign, damage, injure, or adversely affect the church in any of its activities, plans, or programs. I further agree that in the event that I breach this promise of non-disclosure by publishing, displaying, disclosing, reviewing, relating, or disseminating this confidential information, or otherwise violating this non-disclosure bond, I will pay the Church of Scientology and the National Government of Corrections $10,000 for each and every breach.
What is the confidential information that I would be revealing?
Well, let me just finish here.
I've read a lot of legal contracts. That has to do with confidential information.
Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with my belief in the church. If I cease to be a believer in the church, I cannot be held responsible for the cost of it. Okay. But he made a veiled threat the other day that I am
Oh, we are suing businesses for the
good luck.
Yeah.
Been an actor too many years. I mean, it's ludicrous on the face of it to say that somebody who leaves the church, that they can now be held responsible for the cost of the film. Those are
He didn't
risks
just
that-
leave the
He
church.
didn't just leave the
He
church.
left and
So
then
confidential
actively.
information.
Well, no,
So
okay.
low-key
Well,
level,
no, there you go.
Put them on the internet, spoke violently about
I
it.
give you, absolutely. I mean, I know the law,
And then
you
proceeded
take
to also attack the
confidential
church.
information, such as OT materials or whatever, and make that public. Church's got a really good suit. I don't have any confidential information.
Okay. Got it.
I was a spokesman for the church when I truly believed what I was saying.
Sure. I mean, there's even stipulations in your contract where it covers the fact that
All right.
when you're no longer, even if you choose to no longer be a Scientologist.
I have no confidential information.
Okay, I got it.
The only religion that's scientifically proven, okay? Everything else is based on myth and legend, okay? It's not science. They want you to believe in an afterlife. That's a promise of paradise after you're dead. But that's like having to ask your dad if you can borrow the car. And it's even worse. It's like having to ask dad for the car and you're dead. And it's hard to drive when you're dead, okay? And it's even harder to get a date. So that's no good. I'm offering you the keys to your own car. You own the Ferrari or the Lincoln Town car, what have you. And you can drive it any time without dad's permission or anyone else's. And you're driving that car in this lifetime. They're offering deferred excellence. I'm telling you that you can achieve excellence right now, okay? It's realized potential, okay? And it's a fact-based, logical, scientific process anyone can work through, okay? And the rewards are in this life, okay? In this life. How long do we live? 70, 80, 90 years? Wrong. That's wrong, okay? Try 70 million years, okay? That's how much time we have. That's a long time, okay? A long time to be totally, absolutely excellent, okay? Don't believe me? Think about this. Isn't it weird that we know so much about dinosaurs? We know what they eat, what they looked like. We even know all their names, okay? And this is explained by what? A bunch of bones in the ground? No. Maybe we know about dinosaurs because some of us remember the dinosaurs because we're 70 million years old, okay? I remember all that stuff, okay? I have a high-performance lifestyle, okay? I use all 8 cylinders, all the time. And I want you to come with me. I want you to ride with me to the top of that mountain. And when we get up to the top of that mountain, I want you to raise your fist into the air and I want you to punch the sky! I want you to punch the sky! Raise your fist and punch the sky!
So wide, they burn your eyes. So close your eyes and let me simplify your life. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna break you. I'm gonna break you. I'm gonna break you. So well, so take a massage, but we're just getting started. I will audit you myself. Cast off your weakness and abandon all your fear. Take down the roadblocks on your pathway to be here. The seed in your womb needs to grow. So let it grow, and let it simplify your life.
that was saying, have you heard me attack the church yet? I've just simply told you I've had losses in the church. Aside from saying that I think that the management is corrupt.
If you say that one more time, I'm going to walk out of the room, because you're lying when you say that, and you do not know what you're talking about. You have no evidence of it, and you've never seen with your own eyes.
No, I do have it.
That is the case.
I frankly do have evidence of it.
What is the evidence?
The fact that here's one. I don't know if this is one because I didn't buy them. Is this the new basic book that I bought 4 times? This is finally book finally per LRH?
Yes, that book is per LRH.
What about the one before it?
Yeah.
And the one before it?
I don't know about that.
And the one before it. I have 4 versions of this book.
Okay.
I bought it each time. The last story I swallowed was how dictation people got it mixed up. That's corrupt. Because for the 2 years that this package was being released, they were selling the old non-LRH books. I bought them. Where's my fair trade for my old books that they were selling me for the pure LRH? That's corrupt. That's corrupt. There's no other word for it. Okay, the second, somebody at Gold said, hey, we just found some data here. We've dug up some falsely interpreted dictaphone records. Pull the plug. Pull the plugs like the peanuts, the soiled peanuts at the in Georgia. I'm pulling a new story I don't know if you know about, but
Did you see the
recall. I was there, yes. That was the most ARC breaking. That was by the way, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the night where I went.
Because some SP 50 years ago,
don't even go there. That's listen. Yes.
That means management today is corrupt.
Yes. No, management today decided to. Well, we all know nothing happens in the church unless it's originated at the RTC, the head of RTC. Okay, Chairman.
So you're talking about you're saying the SCCB is corrupt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me ask a question. Is that a surprise?
You see all this? The churches I was telling you about? The programs, the people, the narcanons, Arrowhead, Spanish Lake, all these things that are teaching people how to read. You know what I mean? That are really getting people off drugs for reading.
Did I say this is corrupt?
Who do you think does that, Larry?
Who do you think does this? Who do you think puts this out? Who do you think makes it possible? Who do you think pushes it? Who do you think demands that it gets out? Okay? Any insanity or any difficulties or any turmoil that occurred in management, it's the people who are out there bitching and moaning about it were the ones that were doing it. And you know what? I could line up hundreds of people who would attest to that fact. Who would talk to you, including declared SPs. People who were themselves at management and were kicked out for their corrupt activities and their gross waste and the things that they did that wasted parishioners' funds and so on and so forth, and were excommunicated for it and expelled from the church for it. Even they, when I talk to them, will tell me about how the Mark Headleys of the world and these kinds of people, that anything that they could think of that was bad of when they were there, those were the guys that were making it that way.
25 things to say to Dexter. Read this book. Read this book. Read it over and over again, or under the gun. When you finish reading this book, read this book. Just don't do it face to face. Don't fret. Don't ponder why. That's the way life is. You should know. 25 secrets you should know before you slack your way to the top. Let's get started. Now, wait another minute. Live them and use them. Wait another minute. Let's get started. Now, wait another minute. Now, guess or assume anything. I thought so-and-so was going to do such and such. Usually turn out badly. I'm ready for problems, prizes, fire-breathing cold sweat. No one really cares. Problems. Things go wrong. Blame anyone else. Laying blame on a subordinate. I don't even think. Repeat it. Repeat it. I'll fix it. Cubicle dweller forever. The only tried and true way, no matter what anybody says. People slacked their way to the top. So...
and saying it's probably so much better now that they're gone, which is true. It is. So I don't know what you think is going on, and I don't know what it is that you've been convinced, but the fact of the matter is, you ain't seen it with your own eyes. You didn't sit and listen to the LRH dictation, and you sure as hell weren't in LRH compilations and editorial figuring out what these problems were. If you want to talk to me about the chairman of the board RTC, you
don't want to hear what I have to say. You're just going to hear to...
No, I don't want to hear what you have to say about the chairman of the board.
About the chairman of the board, you're not going to have ears to listen to it. Absolutely not.
Like, I won't hear it.
You asked me for an example of why I felt management was corrupt.
And I got your example.
Okay.
I got your example.
I'm simply saying, books that have been written
Have you ever gotten a
for
single
50
person
years.
off drugs?
Yeah.
Yourself?
Yeah.
Who?
Good friend.
Fine. Can I ask you a question?
Yes. And I have to go very shortly because I have to have an appointment. I have a scheduled appointment at the gym, so I'm going to get going.
Scheduled appointment at the gym?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm not here for the day. This was supposed to be a short, relatively short. We've been here for 9 or 10 minutes.
You're the one that puts money back.
Are
you like broke? No, I'm really actually.
I'm not even going to answer that question because if you can't answer if there's a Mark 8 being made at gold, I'm going to tell you what my financial situation is.
Well, you're bringing up all the objections, all the things you're bringing up are money oriented. The buying the new book,
not money oriented.
Those things are money oriented. I'm not even criticizing you for being broke. If you are, the economy is the economy right now, and I'm painfully aware of it. We both are.
No.
This is money oriented. We can solve that.
Humor you. I mean, I should be insulted, and I am, but I'll humor you. No, I am not broke.
Okay.
And the reasons for the questions that apparently you're categorizing as money-oriented,
no,
that has nothing to do with money. It has to do with, well, it does have to do with money, but not mine. It has to do with because I didn't buy the basic books. I own them 3 times. The books, the LRH Tech. Okay, not the basic book. But everybody else on the planet is buying the books at whatever, the $3,500 or whatever they were selling for. I think they came with tapes. There was a couple different tiers or something. They come with books, some come with tapes, whatever. So that to me, this is my group, and I saw what I felt was an effort to grab another ton of money from a lot of people. So my impact, it's not a money-oriented question.
Because no one's really complaining about having to buy anything. Very few people. So,
not what I saw. I was not the only one BI'd at the event that night. Okay. So.
You saw what you wanted to see. Look.
Yeah, I saw what I saw.
Okay.
Here's more of the article in the St. Petersburg Times by Joe Childs and Thomas C. Tobin. Orientation premiered in 1996, Anderson's 20th year in Scientology. I believed every word, and I had to believe it to be convincing, he says now. But the operative word is believe. For me, this was faith. That's because Anderson's own counseling experiences had not gone well. I had a lot of what you would call disappointing auditing, he said. After 20 years and hundreds of hours of courses and auditing sessions, Anderson was dissatisfied with his lack of progress up Scientology's bridge to total freedom. Hubbard's grade chart outlines the sequential steps one must take to advance through the bridge's operating thetan levels to total spiritual awareness. Church supervisors helped Anderson past his discouragement. He said he told himself, well, the level that is going to crack your case is always the next one you're going to do. For me, it was like, wait until you get to the OT levels. This carrot was always dangled. He said he had faith that a panoply of wonders was ahead in the higher spiritual levels. To be believable pitching spiritual rewards he had not experienced, Anderson says now he drew on faith alone. It was a little bit weird without having a personal subjective reality that I know the words I'm saying are true. But everybody who watches me is going to believe that I do know what I'm saying is true. So, Therefore, to some degree, I'm a charlatan.